Today I'm going to make a beat for NBA Youngboy. I'm going to Output's new plugin co-produce.
Whack 100 and a few niggas jumped out there talking about Game is better than Jadakiss, I guess when they were doing their equivalency thing or trying to help people understand. So then that conversation tried to take off for a minute. I wrote it down just in case anybody here wanted to try to make a compelling argument that the Game is better than Jadakiss or should be ranked higher on all-time rapper lists.
Okay, I'll entertain it. I'll entertain it. I think if we're talking about strictly, like, if we get back to the technical rap shit, I would absolutely hear that argument. I think Jadakiss, as amazing as he is, rhymes fairly similar for the most part.
What do we count?
Game can rap a whole bunch of different styles and fast, slow tempo, doesn't really matter.
What about what's being said?
They both got bars.
They
both got bars. I can understand the argument. I don't know that I would.
Kiss would be higher on my list probably, but I don't think it's a bad argument. If somebody said the opposite, I wouldn't argue with them. I wouldn't fight. That wouldn't be the hill I would die on. I think Game is an underrated rapper.
Very much so.
Game is really good at rapping.
No, but he's highly underrated, again, based on we look at Game more of a personality or a public figure.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, more so than, yo, this nigga can really, really rap.
And it became this thing to say he name drops all the time, all the verses, which I always thought was an unfair criticism. One, all rappers have their own ticks and their own things. But I think that's dope. I think it's a dope style thing. I mean, it'd be like saying Push, you talk about drugs every song. I mean, like, people do things, and I don't think that that's a problem, but I hear a lot, and when we used to write a lot about him, it became a thing for music journalists to say all the time, as if that was like a demerit against. Yeah, and I'm like, that's how he raps.
See, I think they both are great rappers. I think where Game edges Jadakiss is Game can make an album, his songs. No, an album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not bad.
Jadakiss, as much as I love Kiss is a great 16-bar rapper. He will give you amazing verses, but when it comes down to making an actual album top to bottom, he don't have it.
Now, 50 would step in and say, neither does Game.
That's not true. You could take Documentary off the table. He still has
he does.
other great, not good.
Ice is right.
His third album was great. You're right.
Ice is right.
His third album was really great.
Jesus Piece, amazing
I love Jesus
album.
Piece.
Really good.
That's fair. I love Jesus
LAX,
Piece.
amazing album. Doctor's Advocate, amazing album. Like, he can, Doc 2.
Yeah.
Especially when you put them both together, 2 and 2.5. Yeah. Game can do that over and over and over again.
So you have Game as a better MC on the list anyway than Jadakiss?
The overall, yes, I will have him. But if we just talking about
lyrics,
because Jadakiss got more classic verses.
Right when I was about to say that I wouldn't even dignify a conversation with anybody that has Game ranked higher than Jadakiss. You're my friend, so I'll do it.
I'm just saying overall. Like I said, when we talked about it, I do sliders.
Yeah.
I agree with, who's y'all? I'm not saying that.
You so raspy, you can't
I'm
talk.
with you.
Talking about Imani.
Well, he made another good point.
What did he say? What did Imani say? I can't hear him.
Imani was signed to So
Jadakiss.
Raspy, Jadakiss's label.
And it still is.
And it's still there for lifetime.
Watch out, my boy like that.
10-album deal.
Ice.
Now I got that perpetuity.
Ice, I agree with you. Game makes a better album than Jadakiss. I won't argue with it.
Okay.
I want to, but I won't.
What would be your argument? I mean, if you took, so there's an argument to have that Jadakiss makes better albums than
I don't
Game.
think that Jadakiss's first album is as bad as people say it is.
His albums aren't bad. I want to be clear. I don't like that narrative.
But he doesn't have a classic album.
He might not have the.
All right, but I don't think even that's the knock
album.
that fans have made it to be.
Yeah, I don't care about
I think it's tough to make a good album, and Jadakiss, to me, has good albums.
I agree.
Now, I may like a Game album more, but when we talking about impact, like you said, versus over the span of your career, Jadakiss comes out more impactful than all of the Game's albums put together.
See, I'm calling just solo, because again, a lot of the Jadakiss stuff, once we do that, if we're just saying rapping, it's, you gotta count the lock shit in there. You gotta count a lot of that. I'm talking about just solo, Jadakiss, everything you've done, solo Game, everything you've done. I could see the argument where Game would be, and there might be one spot. It ain't like it's leaps and bounds.
They're definitely on the same level.
They're close.
They're not anywhere near on the same level.
They'd be on the same tier of the list. I'm saying they're on the same tier of the list.
They're not on the same tier list.
Really?
Jadakiss is a top 25 MC no matter who you talk to. Game is a top 50 MC.
From hard hats to steel-toed boots, Grainger's got your safety needs covered. Literally. Shop Grainger's vast inventory of safety products. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As I went through my timeline, I realized that, I was sexualized, I think 5 years old. And I started to experiment with my friends sexually, guys and girls. I've experimented with my cousin. My cousin experimented with me. And then as I got into high school, I started to watch porn. I started watching gay porn. And that became a part of my routine. I felt like I was just one of those people that my sin was different than others. I remember seeing Instagram, Unchained Leader. Back in April of this year, I was just like, you know what? I have to do it. I can't keep going through the cycle thinking I can do this on my own. Nothing else is working. Like, I have nothing else to do. In the first week, I was blown away by the information that I was learning about. The more we started to uncover those layers, out of nowhere, like, my desires just vanished. Once I got to the root, that's what it was. What I appreciate even more is not just getting down to the roots and doing the deep work on myself, but also moving towards something. Second half of the program, I have had a reawakening, to chase my purpose, to chase my career, to go hard and educate myself, to be the man that God has called me to be.
All the results that you just heard were created by what was learned in the 60-minute video below. Now, the most important action step for you moving forward is to click the link in this post and finish that 60-minute video that's going to outline every single core concept that's led every single person that's come through our program to freedom. Now, one of the things that you're going to start to notice happening is you're going to start to see success stories from our program. And the one thing that I want you to know that all of those success stories have in common is that they all started by...
And I think that's too low ranking.
I
think if you got him...
He ain't top 50 to me.
All right, where is he?
Right, like I said, him and Kiss are right there. So
where would you have
Jada? If you got Kiss's top 25,
no. Fuck where you have him at? Where would you have him at?
I would have to really sit down and do this list. And we talk about this a lot. It's hard to do these lists.
Yeah. See, I'm talking to somebody that's done this list a million times. It's going to be tough for you to put Game higher than 35 on an all-time list. But most people would have Jadakiss top 25 all time.
He'd be toward the bottom of my top 25.
So, I mean, I guess if what I'm saying, then you're right. A 10-slot difference,
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's not the biggest difference.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
Game ain't 56.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not that far off.
See, I think 10 slots is enough. Jadakiss
they're
just
weighted slots too.
Huh?
They're weighted slots too, like the NFL draft or something. Like
I think
there's a lot of people that could be in the 30s. There's not a lot of people that could be in 20s and 10s.
And I think once you itemize the criteria that you're picking the list from, that matters. So if you go into ICE's criteria to say, yo, the albums that you put out over the tenure of your career, Game moves up that list.
Yeah,
sure. I don't like albums as a soul.
Not soul. But if you watch the Jadakiss verses,
when we start talking greatest of all time,
if you watch the Jadakiss verses, you don't think nothing about a Game catalog.
that's the thing with using the album as a higher weight in the discography. I know, but let me finish my thought. When you hold the album in a higher regard than singles or verses, it's not realistic, because if you're doing a show or you're doing a battle, all that album shit don't really matter if I got 20 absolute fucking bangers.
Parts of right. Game came in. Hold up. Game came in, didn't have no crew, so he had to adopt a crew. And then we got solo Game and whatever G Unit shit came. When we are Kiss, We Gonna Make It ain't a lock song. Fucking niggas done started something ain't a lock song. When he started just popping up on all of these different artists joined. On Benjamin's ain't a lock song. Like, it's classic records that he was able to hop on because of his affiliations that they stand the test of time.
We Gonna Make It as a Kiss song.
Okay, it ain't a lock song. I'm just saying, taking the locks out of it, he popped up in enough places to where all of these verses count. I did real songs with Big, no made up shit. That holds some weight.
Yeah,
that holds weight.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that I think it's just.
And Game don't have a. When you take 50 Cent out the picture, and I'm saying this with respect, Game, please leave me alone. Please, I don't want no trouble. But when you take 50 out the picture, give me the classic Game moments.
Songs?
Introducing Wegovy through Hims. Ready to lose up to 20% of your body weight or more? Through Hims.
Or moments. Or moments. As a personal favorite,
when he beat dude up,
but that's me personally.
Oh, you mean music? Oh yeah, I'm with you. Part. When
musical
by the bushes,
we'll do that and narrate it and record it.
Musical moments.
I think
like Kiss is on Usher Throwback.
Yeah. That's
when Joel said you ain't got joints for the girls, we now had a whole
side. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
Mariah,
so,
honey. Yeah,
that was crazy. That was
outside of the documentary. What are the classic game music moments?
It's his albums.
So they are not.
It's his albums. I'm saying.
But even those in that regard, even the albums we talking about, the Red album, I love. I think it's a phenomenal album. Ain't nobody talking about that album.
True. But
what's his other one? Documentary 2. Love that album. I think Game makes better albums than a lot of people. But ain't nobody talking about these albums.
And I think a lot
that
of
can
that
come off disrespectful. I just
Game,
no, I don't want no smoke.
But look,
Game,
Joe,
I don't want no smoke.
Joe, what you're saying could come off that way.
All you niggas
could come off that way, and that could be true because of where we are. You said ain't nobody talking about them albums.
That's true.
Out there, they could be talking about them albums,
and we just don't know.
And we don't know because we not there.
Them out there. I didn't mean to say nobody's talking about it. Because I'll play one of them shits. I play them shits.
I play them shits regularly.
I'm saying what are the classic moments, and if they know it out there, then they'll text me.
They know it out there. Somebody tell